for another video for our Facebook website of Bourbon and Buzzcuts, but we're down in Key West. We've done a couple of rums, but we're trying some other rums. And before we talked about rums makes basically a mixer with all the different flavors. But over the last few days, I've gained a lot more respect for rum with the different types for sipping. It's actually kind of your high-end rum. We're here at the Hemingway Rum Company in Key West, Florida. We're with Mo, and Mo just gave an awesome tour of their local distillery here. And here at the distillery, they distill and age. You age here too, right?
Well, basically, it's more like flavoring rather than aging.
Sure. Actually, the different styles, I'm going to show the different barrels that kind of describe how they go through. They have different, bourbon barrels, wine barrels, a couple of other different flavors.
Yes, top two are bourbon barrels. Below, so it's bourbon, then port, then sherry at the bottom.
Okay. So I know some of our bourbon lovers, Angels Envy, they'll store it in their rick house for their 2 years, and then they'll move it into port wine barrels for the last few months to give it a little fruity taste. But anyway, we're going to give it back to you and let you describe what we got going on here.
So right here we got Papa's Pilar rum. We've got our blonde, which is a blend of 7 different rums, 7 different ages. And we've got our dark, which is a blend of 9 different rums, 9 different ages. But since you guys went on the tour, we're going to do something that no one else can try. This actually is our base rum. This is the rum that comes fresh off our still. The reason why I do this is so that way you can taste what real rum tastes like fresh off a still, but also you get to taste rum before it's affected by the barrels.
Now, is this kind of like what you'd call a white dog for bourbon, just as it's coming out before it gets put into the barrels?
Totally.
You want to try one of those? So this is just regular unaged rum.
Unaged, newborn, fresh rum.
Yeah, I can smell. It's pretty strong already. And what proof would this be?
We've proofed it down to 80.
80 proof?
So that's real alcohol, but it's still got a natural sweetness to it, though.
Mm-hmm. I would use this as a base for mixing some good stiff drinks.
Right, but that is just one out of the 7 rums in the blonde. Mm-hmm. And so with this, actually our blonde rum won #1 of the light rums in the world in 2017, competing against 1,500 other different rums. Now for this one, you're going to want to give it a little sniff, and then give it 2 little sips. That first sip is going to cleanse your palate. Mm-hmm. Second sip, that's when you're actually going to taste it.
Now how is this different from the other rums that you buy at the store for $9 or whatever?
I actually love this rum because it surprises the heck out of people. Like, people are so used to a light rum needing a mixer, like basically being like rocket fuel. But
yeah. Hey, I gotta add some pineapple and lime to it so I can drink it.
Right, but with this one, they were designed specifically to be sipping rums. Mm-hmm. No mixer required. Maybe an ice cube if you know.
Right. Yeah. Keep it cold.
Totally.
Got to use the big one so it doesn't melt so fast.
But I've got a.
Yeah, this smells much better than the straight rum there.
Oh, already.
Yeah, this is good. This is something that you can just sip in rum.
What kind of flavor notes are you getting?
Well, right up, I don't know if I got a little bit of buttery. I don't know.
Do you remember the old Lifesaver flavor, buttered rum?
I do.
Who knew? Who knew that that's what rum actually tasted like? We thought it was just a candy flavor. Now it turns out quality rum has that butteriness to it.
You know, those are like old barrels or those the root beer.
Oh man,
root beer barrels of candy.
Totally. I actually sometimes with the dark rum, I'll use A&W root beer with the dark rum. It totally tastes like those root beer barrel candies. But okay, so they are designed to be sipping rums. They don't need any mixers. However, imagine a mojito with a rum that you can actually taste. Imagine a mojito with a rum that has that natural sweetness to it, that you don't need that simple syrup. Get that sugar out of here. Like, something that we like to do around here is we'll take an ice cube tray and fill it up with coconut water. Pour the blonde over those frozen cubes of coconut water, add a little bit of pineapple juice, and now we're drinking pina coladas.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you think about it, you know, the original recipe for a pina colada, it's pineapple, it's coconut, it's rum.
Without all the extra sugar.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what other of the blonde or clear rums does Pilar have?
Oh, this is it. Like,
Okay.
you know, we have the blonde and the dark. Sometimes we will have our platinum blonde,
Okay.
which is our blonde, but at 92, 94 proof.
But there's some other, like, there's a bourbon cask.
So that would be the dark rum, yeah. So like the special finishes, like the Marquesa blend or the sherry cask finish, you know, those are with our dark rum. And then we go through all 4 of those barrels, but then we finish it in a 5th barrel.
Okay, and that's usually a bourbon barrel?
Well, sometimes it's a bourbon barrel, sometimes it's a sherry barrel.
Okay, okay. Gives it a little more of a, I don't know, a bourbon taste or a little more body to it.
Yeah, where it's like, well, the nose too, where like with the Marquesa blend, if you smell it, like it smells like whiskey, but when you taste it, it tastes like rum.
And how long are these aged?
Well, the oldest rum in this blend is actually 24 years, so it's 9 different ages, but the oldest being 24.
Oh, so this is a blend. Okay, yeah,
Yep,
sure.
yeah, blend of 9, blend of 7.
Okay, okay.
You ready to taste the
I
dark?
think so, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So same thing with this, give it a little sniff, give it those 2 little sips.
Yeah, this already smells a little different than the blonde rum.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that I love about the blonde is that it always takes people by surprise because nobody expects blonde rum to have a bouquet.
Yeah, this is good too.
Yeah. For me, well, I've heard a lot of people told me that they get hints of cinnamon with this one, or cocoa, or caramel, or caramel, whatever you want to say.
Maybe a little of little oak or walnut or something. I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah. And me personally, it reminds me of a sweet maple bourbon. And it's got that smokiness to it, it's got that sweetness to it. And so because it reminds me of a bourbon, what I like to do is I'll take that ice cube tray again, but this time I fill it up with orange juice. Pour this over those frozen cubes of OJ, add a little bit of maraschino cherry juice. Now we're drinking rum old fashioned. So we didn't even need to use that sugar cube. Get that sugar out of here.
Yeah, yeah. So was that, you mentioned that you had a favorite old fashioned with rum.
That was it? Yeah,
okay.
that's my
So
old fashioned recipe.
frozen orange juice cubes.
Yeah, man, freeze your mixers. It'll change your
Then with
world.
the old fashioned, you got the orange peel and probably the orange bitters. No, this is all really good stuff.
Now, okay. Ooh, so another fun thing that I like to do with the dark is I'll take that box of instant pancake mix, use this instead of water.
Oh, that's a neat idea.
The kids love it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of maple syrup on there, and man, you're set.
Oh, yeah. Now, speaking of mixed drinks, if you ask anybody who works here, what is your favorite thing in the world to mix with one of your rums? We will say the other rum.
The other rum,
Because
yeah.
we're blended rums, right? Why shouldn't we blend the rums?
Yeah, there you go. Like to try one there?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Isn't that crazy? It's like a totally new drink.
I don't know if it's smoothed it out or what, but
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
it's a whole different taste.
It's a perfect example as to why you want to blend spirits in the first place, because you get those different depths from the different ages, the different complexities and characteristics coinciding, balancing each other out, making the easiest mixed drink in the world.
It's amazing the different tastes you get from different rums too, because there's there's out there all rum is rum.
Right.
No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not.
Good stuff is good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. When we went to the place last night, they had 327 different rums, and the ones that we tried, they were all different, every one of them.
Nice.
And they were all good on their own too. Didn't have to mix them or anything. So what did you think, Julie?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite party tricks to do. Although it's funny because I'll do that and then people will be like, well, Mo, why don't you just sell a bottle of that blend? And I'm like, well, that's
Just
how I
buy
get
both.
my 2 bottles.
Yeah, just buy both.
Now, lastly, but certainly not leastly, this is the sherry cask finish. So the story behind this one is we have our dark rum, went through all 4 of those barrels, went on its own little flavor journey. We then put it into a fresh sherry cask, and we let it hang out there for a couple of months. And that one's for you. And I like to say that you can taste the fancy on this one.
Yeah, that's really good.
Right?
Yeah, it's nice and smooth, and I don't know if it's a little thicker, but it has a little more body to it.
Yeah, it's a little more viscous.
Wow, that's very good. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, was this yours, Julie? I'll have to finish it for you. How's that? Cheers.
Such a gentleman.
Well, Mo, I want to thank you for doing this for us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I don't know anything else on Pilar Rum. How long have you guys?
Well, so we've been making Papa's Pilar for a little more than 8 years, and we've been in this location at Key West for a little more than 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the rum that you sell here was distilled right here.
Yeah, the rum that we sell here, the youngest rum, we distill it here. We blended all the rums, and we bottled all the rums here.
Okay. For those of you who may have joined the video later on, we're in Key West, Florida, at the Hemingway Rum Company, tasting different. Got a golden rum and a dark rum, which just tastes great all on its own. Put an ice cube in it, maybe a cherry, I don't know, but it's good for sitting around and sipping. But once again, thank you so much, and we'll be enjoying some more rum, I think.